Good morning, everyone. I'm Samantha Giesey, Managing Attorney at Kerlin Walsh Law, and today I'm also your guest host for Where the Road Rises. You may see it in your own family, a child, a grandchild, building something alongside their career, an online business, a creative outlet, a side project that seems to take on a life of its own. And you might find yourself wondering, how do they do it all? And what does it really amount to? What may look like a hobby from the outside is often something much more meaningful. An online store, a consulting practice, a YouTube channel, a growing brand. For me, that was music. These aren't just side projects anymore. They're a part of someone's life and a part of what they've built. And that raises an important question. How are these pieces of life being protected? For many families, this shift can feel unfamiliar. Parents and grandparents often built their lives around careers, homes, savings, retirement accounts. Today's generation is building something different, and often in addition to those same things. A side business, a digital presence, a personal brand. These ventures may not always look traditional, but they often represent real value, and in many cases, they are among the most meaningful things a person has created. There's a common misconception that estate planning is only for people with significant wealth. But an estate is simply everything you own or have an interest in. That includes financial accounts, personal belongings, and increasingly, digital and entrepreneurial assets. So when someone builds an online store, a freelance business, a content platform, or a consulting practice, those are not side notes. They're a part of their estate. Here's where things become more complex. Many of these assets exist entirely online. They're accessed through usernames, passwords, authentication systems, platform-specific rules. If someone needed to step in, temporarily or otherwise, would they know how? Would they know where to begin? Let me share a situation we've seen. A young professional, we'll call her Lauren, started a small online business while working full-time. What began as a creative outlet grew into something meaningful. She had an online store, a steady stream of customers, and a growing presence online. From the outside, it still looked like a side project, but in reality, it had become a more important part of her life. Over time, Lauren began to recognize that what she had built wasn't something she could leave unaddressed. If something unexpected were to happen, or even if she simply needed help for a period of time, would anyone know how to access her accounts? How to manage what she created? So she took a thoughtful step. She put clear guidance in place. She documented her accounts, how things worked, and who she trusted to step in if needed. Nothing about her day-to-day changed, but what did change was the clarity. What Lauren put in place created clarity. And without that kind of clarity, families are often left in a very difficult position. It's not just about access, it's about uncertainty. Someone may step in and ask, where do we begin? What matters most here? What would they have wanted us to do? In many cases, decisions are delayed, opportunities are missed, and more than anything, people are left trying to make decisions without direction. It's not just about preserving assets. It's about making things easier for the people you care about, by giving them a clear path forward. This is where generations often meet in a new way. A parent or grandparent may wonder, how do I help them think about this? And a younger professional may think, I'll get to that later. But this is not about urgency. It's about awareness. It's about recognizing that what is being built today has value that deserves to be understood. Estate planning, at its core, is about clarity. It's about putting your wishes in writing so that if someone ever needs to step in, they know who should be involved, what should happen, and how things should be handled. This can include organizing access to accounts, documenting how things operate, and identifying who can step in. It's not about complexity, it's about guidance. For many people, these ventures represent creativity, independence, and growth. They're not just financial, they're personal. And when you take the time to put a plan in place, you're saying this matters. So, whether you are building something yourself or watching someone you love build something meaningful, it's worth asking, do we understand what this is? And do we know how to carry it forward if needed? Because estate planning is not just about what you have, it's about what you've created, what you've built, and how it continues with clarity, intention, and care. Thank you again so much for having me as your guest host. I'm Samantha Giesey, Managing Attorney at Kerlin Walsh Law, and we'll see you next time at Where the Road Rises.